What's up, you two? Pastor Bob. Well, let me tell you. Every day has a shit show, right? Yeah. Oh. This video is not about guitars. It's more about protecting them. Let me show you. I got most of the water up. So there was water, and you can see some residue of it down there. All in the basement. Well, this is the second time that this has happened, right? Excuse the mess. But I had to throw things all around. So the first time, we thought, you got a new washer and dryer, right? But the reason why I haven't put it in yet is my brother hasn't got his own place yet. But hopefully soon. And I'll be giving him that washer and dryer set and putting in a new one. Anyway, that's not what the video is about. So, we had a flood down here one day. And this was, I don't know, about 4 weeks ago. I'm like, oh, maybe it's the sewer backing up or something, right? Maybe we got something stuck in the pipe. Who knows, right? My brother handled that mess. No issues, right? So I come down here about a week ago, and I seen a little puddle of water over here, right in this spot. That's why I keep my stuff up off the ground, all my guitars and everything. And the music room has waterproof. So the whole floor is waterproofed. And it sits on a 1-inch floating floor. Just in case, right? You kind of got to be smart. This room isn't, but that room in there is. So this room and that room have waterproofed sections. Just for that reason, because I don't want anything to happen to my guitars. Anyway, I come down here about a week ago and I see a little puddle of water here. Not thinking anything about it, right? And I'm like, must be some residue. Oh, it'll dry up probably in a day or so. Because that's generally what happens. The concrete will dry up little stuff, right? I come down this morning and all of this was wet. Everything. And you can still see it right there, right? A little bit. And I'm going to show you. So I come over here and I go, shit, is this backing up again? Let me turn this light on. Right? Bone dry. I'm like, if it isn't coming from the washing machine, and it isn't coming from that pipe, and nothing's wet, and all of these lines are dry, it's got to be coming from over here somewhere. So, I'm looking at all the pipes. Right? And I'm like, well, nothing down here is wet, right? So I'm snooping around. I'm like, And I look back there and I said, is my sewer leaking? Because I see this dark spot on the wall, right? I'm like, what the hell is that, right? I said, man, my sewer's leaking. Well, no, that's not what it is. I pulled back the insulation right here. And look, that elbow right there. See it dripping? That elbow was spraying up against the sill. Spraying up against the sill onto the freaking insulation. It broke. Now, it took me a little while to figure out what the issue was. But look, it's been doing it and progressively got worse because that calcium does not build up like that. So that's what's been going on for a long time now. And I think what happened was it finally started giving up the ghost worse and spraying. And that's why my flood came. So if you're a homeowner and you're wondering Oh man, how do I figure out where the leak's coming from? Right? Remember this. Most important thing for you always remember is go from the driest spot, right? Driest wall, the driest spot, and work your way backwards to where you see the wettest spot. And then you'll see where there's a trail. And generally, that's what will happen. It'll lead you right up to it. So just a little information for you guys who are trying to figure out how to fix stuff. How long will it take? How much will it cost? Well, it costs about $15 to fix it. How you fix it is just a shark bite. You get a, I ran out of them, but let me show you. So I always keep a little plumbing stuff down here. And you should as a homeowner, you know, different stuff, angles, straights, 45, 90s. And then extra pipe I keep up there. Just for those times when pipes break. I'm slowly but surely starting to take everything over to CPVC, right? Because it's double walled and it's strong and it won't rust. This house had single, initially it had a single walled copper pipe, which I don't recommend. But so I buy these shark bites for all kinds of things. Look, they're great. That's all I can say. They're wonderful, right? You just click the two pipes together, whether it's copper or CPVC or PVC. Just click them together, turn it, you know, a quarter to a half turn, the actual fit. Done. Fixed. That's it. The hardest part is shutting off all your water. Shut off your power to your pump and your hot water heater. Right? And that's it. You're done. Right? Go in there, cut the old section out, put the new piece in. You should always have a little bit of flex to be able to fix that. And that's it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. A couple years ago, I put a new Waterworks tank in, a big one. I had a small one. Gave up the ghost. Yeah, pain in the rump that was. I had to put in all new lines. I put in all, you can't see probably back here. But, maybe if I get, I don't know, this light work? Nope. Let me see if I can get a flashlight and I'll show you. Show you something I did. So, what happens when you own a home, all these things go out and they can cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. So, what I did was, a few years back, a little condensation on that always happens. I just can't get it. But anyway, so I put this new tank in. And then last year, I put this new water filtration system in. Which, that filter's looking a little dirty. Now, if you think this is leaking right here, this is not leaking. This is condensation from sweating. So I had to put in all new valves, all new check valves. And whenever you do this, you put in all new check valves. So I had to put in all new check valves. About 4 years ago, I put in this new Rheem top of the line performance hot water heater. Yep. Cost about $400 a year to run this big bad boy. But it's a good hot water heater and always have plenty of hot water. And I had to put in all new plumbing. You know, you should always, whenever you're going to do that, don't use the old lines. Put in new lines, guys. I mean, trust me. So, you know, that's the thing. You know, you have to stay on top of it. You know, there's little things that you can learn along the way. There's plenty of YouTube videos on how to do that stuff. Yeah. I always usually keep repair stuff and my tools and stuff like that, you know, one specific area. Now, this area here, I'm going to be clearing most of it out. I'm going to be putting most of the stuff in those totes right there. And right here, in these boxes, right here, is a brand new professional gym system. So I'm going to put a gym in down here. Yep. And I'm going to pack up a lot of this stuff. Probably eventually sell off a lot of it. I got a lot of stuff down here. I mean, good gracious me. I mean, I got stuff for days. But, yeah. So anyway, that's what the video is about, you know. You gotta stay on top of your game. So if you have a leak, remember, go to the driest spot and then work your way back. And you'll see. You'll find it. And I think, you know, me showing you this video on what I found. I'll show you it again. That elbow, that's what can cause all that problem. Now, somebody might say, oh, is that going to ruin your sill? Well, most of the sills from 80, I think it's 1980 or 81, something like that. They all have treated lumber on the bottom, and then on the top they put another plate. So you have the sill plate, and then you have a top plate, and then your joists go on top of that, right? So that'll dry out. It's not really that bad. I'm not worried about it rotting or anything. Could caught it in time. But if you don't catch that in time, and say that was going out instead of in, eventually it would cause a problem. So be conscientious of that as a homeowner. You know, you got to inspect things from time to time. And sometimes they just go, and, you know, you might not go down in your basement for a long time. And all of a sudden, you know, it's like going down the Rhine River. So, hope this video was helpful to somebody. If you're wondering how to fix it, you see where the angle goes from there to there? I just cut it off right there at the forward of that where it hooks up. And then the top one, right top of that elbow, cut them off. And then I'll just put another section in. That's all I'll do. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And I might put a straight edge in there or something. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. But because I got a handle here, you know, it can always be kind of tricky. But because that pipe right there runs upstairs and I know there's slack, I'll be able to bring it down. So it shouldn't be an issue. Yeah, you got to be conscientious of that. All right, guys. Take care. God bless. This is Pastor Bob, and I'm out of here. See you.